This week's topic, I guess, like something for me that I've been thinking about a lot recently is just like getting older. Like it's just something that's like really popped into my head because just like we're really not as young as we used to be. Like even if you look at like the small examples of like niggas gotta ask young niggas what they listening to in terms of music now. We ain't the tastemakers no more.
Who is NLE Chopper?
Nigga, I still don't know. But
who is Little Key?
I think it's No Love Ever, right? No, maybe.
Is it?
I don't know. But anyway, it's not the point. So yeah, like we're not the tastemakers. We're getting older and older, and I guess just like certain things just happen and pop up in your life, and you're just like, damn, bro, I really don't feel the same way about things, or you just see how much your life has changed within these years. Like, we're all, like, I'm 26, y'all are 27, and so it's just like, we all pushing 30, so it's just like, the biggest things to me, like, things
You saw you trying to push that.
Yeah,
Like, y'all going down.
Y'all
niggas going down, but I'm going to die after.
I'm a little younger.
You're going to be lonely as shit.
Yeah.
Thanks, Aaron. You sound like my girlfriend. But anyway, so
what she done?
Anyway, so self-deprecating. I still got it. But anyway, so no, it's just like I mean, first and foremost, like I know, like within my older age, it seems like I don't feel like being as spontaneous with certain things anymore. It's like I like my routine. I've always been like a routine nigga, but just like the older I get, I'm like, no, it's like you get married to your routine.
Yeah.
I mean, that how y'all feel? I don't know. Somebody y'all tell me. How do you feel? What you
I know I'm super duper structured. I'm not like, I don't want to say I'm boring, but I mean, I don't even think I have to do with being older. I always like just my routine. I like uniformity. I like, regularity. I like just things I like. Like, we always talk about movies, and I don't watch movies. I will probably watch the same movie that I enjoy just over and over again. Or same TV shows. I mean, like
shit like that too.
I mean, I'll try. I like to try a new restaurant every now and then, but most of the time I'm just good going to the same restaurant. Like I like knowing what I know and familiarity, because I feel like, I guess my thing is life is just gives you so many. Life is so stressful. I like to just do things I'm comfortable with, and that can be a flaw as well. But I don't really look at it as me being older. I feel like that's how I've always been. Now you guys may be different.
Alright, but even like, put it to you like this. It used to be, well, quarantine's like a terrible example of this, but it used to be like, somebody hits you up on like a Tuesday and be like, let's do happy hour right now. And you're just gonna go out and you're gonna drink. And it used to be like, you like 22, 23, you like most of the time you like an intern at a place at that point, or you're an entry level employee. And you're sitting there, you can get drunk as you want. You can't do that anymore. It don't really feel the same. It kind of just smacks you in the face a little bit differently. Like I know, like last year I tried that mess and I had to call out of work. Yeah. It was like a way. It was like, I don't know. It's like little things. Like not all those things are little things. But I mean, like the routine has changed. Like it ain't as easy to do things for you.
I think at some point with that adage you're talking about, you just, I hate to say it, you gotta grow up though. At some point, like, cause
I don't want to.
I'm not talking about you.
I'm Peter fucking Pan.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm just saying, like, that's just you. That's a part of you growing up, like.
Steve, we told you grow up.
No, I mean, on some real, like, you know what I'm saying, like,
I have a sack, put 2 damn balls in it,
and grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. But anyway, man, no, on some real, like, like, you got an occasional happy hour, but at the end of the day, like, when you was 21, 22, 23, you know what I'm saying, doing entry level, whatever it be, like, the stakes were a lot lower. You know what I'm saying? The stakes are higher now. They're going to continue to get higher because, one, you got more bills. You got, you know what I'm saying, a girlfriend or a fiance or a wife, that's going to come into the picture. Hopefully some beautiful kids, and then you're going to have a house.
Dang,
you know what I'm saying? You
beautiful, bro. Thank you.
I hope, Dante. Anyway, so, you know what I'm saying? Well, I try to be nice to kids, man.
I hope, bro.
I hope not. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take it in your favor, bro.
The stakes are higher, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you can't, the occasional once every blue moon, you go a happy hour, and, you might slip or whatever, that type of thing. But I think it's not that you don't want to. I think that you kind of just have been there, done that. Like, I've rode this roller coaster before.
I think for me, like, it's kind of like, it's not necessarily like the age necessarily that makes you kind of feel like, I don't feel like doing these things anymore. I think when you reach a certain point in life, when you start working, like you said, like the stakes are higher, you have bills, like you have a job that you work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Like, I feel like your time becomes so much more valuable. Like that when it comes to those happy hours, like when you were younger, like you had like all the free time in the world. You're not working or you're not working full time. And like you can come home, you can relax. Oh, you had this homework. You didn't really have bills to pay. You were living in a dorm, whatever. If you went to college or living at your parents' house, And so like you had the extra time to like do all those other things that you want to do. But when you have when responsibility is thrown into it, and you're kind of almost forced to grow up a little bit, like to in order to pay those bills. And by the time you reach the end of the week, like you're tired. Like a lot of us are like really like literally worn out, especially in this time because like during in COVID, because we like not only can we not just come home and like unwind, like we're at home all day, like we're just tired. We don't even feel like leaving. The day's been so drained. You just want to kick your feet up, like at most go for a walk or whatever, like pour yourself a drink, but like you don't even feel like going out as much. Like at least for me, like I think that's the biggest difference. Like you literally are. I'm calculating my time. Like, do I really feel like going out right now? Mm-hmm. Like after all this stuff I've been doing, like I feel like I should be relaxing a little more. And I think as the older you get, and the more responsibilities you take on, the more the like
time is divided a lot more.
Right. And,
you have to be efficient.
You said kids is probably a whole.
Yeah, I mean, like your time is
that turn your shit upside down.
You gotta be more efficient with your time, and I think that, I mean, you can't. Life is unpredictable, but you know, if you do it properly, you can scale properly, and that means like okay, gotta.
They be breaking out the sayings. If you do it properly, you can scale.
You can scale. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of like like you got a girlfriend, now you got a fiance, now you got a wife, and then what comes out of that? Maybe you get a house. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now hey, this sounds cool. We can
get a nanny.
No.
So you have sex with a nanny, and then everything goes to shit.
And that's the curveball.
But then you got plenty of free time.
You scale. You know what I'm saying? Like life.
You're a weekend dad.
Life throws you curveballs, but if you want to scale, you go from a house, do that for a year or two with your spouse, and then maybe you bring a kid or two into the equation. And what that is, you're scaling properly. You're like saying, hey, like, we took care of this responsibility as a fiance. I mean, as our, as an engagement couple, as a marriage couple, we took care of a house together. Now, hey, let's add a kid to this equation, because now we're just building upon things rather than just throwing a ton of shit at you at the same time. Like, you're bound to, fail or have a hardship. So, I mean, life's not perfect, but that's the way I look at it.
No, that makes sense. But I guess so. Basically, I mean, you've already kind of disproven my whole point of the episode in the first place. Basically, you kind of made me feel like it ain't. Not like that. But it's like it's like you're talking about how change comes even outside of age. It just comes with like growth within life. So I guess it'll be like
because that is just
kind of associated,
right? It's like how it goes hand in hand. Right?
Yeah, because when you get older, you're getting that job and you're getting those bills. And it does go hand in hand.
So like because like for most people, as you get older, you're not going to have the safety net of living rent free with your parents for most people. At least for some people. Again, I have an uncle who lived like his entire life. So some people. But to be fair, he has a 6-figure job. So
can't talk about that nigga.
But I'm just saying. But like for most people, at some point you do have to be on your own. Actually, come with age, right? When you're 12, your parents most likely gonna kick you out unless you have a real hard life, like Ron Butler or something like that. So
juice.
So as you get older, like it's good. You get older and your milestones change, right? Like it's instead of family, all that, and what Darian said was good too. Just like as you get older, you got more responsibilities. That takes up energy, energy that 5-6 years ago. Only energy you were expending was to work. Work on like school things or studying.
Go to parties.
Now you got to be on, be at work and you got to be on for 8 hours, or 8 hours, whatever. It might have some downtime in between, but like people are relying on you, like businesses with like stakes. As an intern, I remember all my internships. I got paid well in all of my college, but like a lot of them were just like. Aaron, could you just rearrange the spreadsheet real quick? And I'd be kind of wanting more work. Now I'm in a job where like
less work.
Less work. So when you get home, like you like, damn, I just want to chill out and
I'm lying for the day,
spontaneous and like. For me, like I'll still try to do things that I consider fun. Like I like. It's COVID, so you can't really do anything. Going out to happy hour, that was cool.
I used to like it before COVID.
In the dark ages.
Remember back when bars were open? Those were a thing.
Remember those were things?
Bars.
Like when you could pull up at a bar, get a stool, and you didn't have to tell them up front,
I'm
I'm going to the bar.
I'm not gonna lie. One of my things I miss most about COVID is being drunk in public. That was so much fun.
Oh man,
God, I miss that so
life
much.
was an adventure.
We'll be back one day.
We'll be back.
Oh, it's okay. It's not the
Yelling
podcast.
into the mic in my ear,
It's
man.
not the podcast for this. It's not the podcast for it.
One day.
Corona Cast Part 2, it's coming. It's on the way. Oh man. Nah, but you actually brought up a good thing though when you said like energy. So basically, I know a lot of what y'all said was just like, yo, you're expending the energy elsewhere that you typically would have been able to spend on like, fun and doing whatever else y'all were doing. All right, so personally, I'm just give y'all like some insight into my life in terms of energy. When it comes to like days that are supposed to be important to me at this point, basically this episode's gonna be Dante's therapy session. I just it's not just like a journal feeling, because I just try to figure out how everybody else feels about these things. I had like a solid 2 or 3 year stretch where I wasn't excited for my birthday, and this wasn't even like. I was like 25 probably, but it's like, you're getting older and it's just like, you see those numbers going up, you're like, God damn, this is it? Like, I'm this old? Like, this is kind of like, it just hits you in the face. It's like your birthday, you just don't feel as happy as you used to be. It used to be like, like you was 12 years old, like, oh, it's my birthday, I'm turning 13, I'm gonna be not a big boy, but I'm turning into a teenager, whatever it was. Yeah. It's just like, I don't have the energy anymore. Like, it just don't be there most of the time. Like, this year was probably the first year in like the last 2 or 3 that I was excited on my birthday. I like went out, did things. It was a great time, but it's just like usually it's just so hard to
pre-COVID.
Sorry,
glory days.
There's gonna be a big disclaimer across the bottom of the YouTube video. This is pre-COVID.
Pre-apocalypse.
Yeah, but it's like, the energy was there. Like, how do y'all I guess it's like, how do you refine the energy? So what do y'all do to balance it out?
So like I think I'm a bad example for this type of
content
because like my family, like it's a bit the way I was raised. Like birthdays are cool. Like
are you Jehovah's Witness?
No, just like I'll go out to dinner. I go out to dinner and honestly, when I went out for my birthday a couple years ago, I had my whole family. That's the first time I ever had a big dinner with like a bunch of family. I'm just cool with just going out to dinner. That's it. But I'm excited to get older because the way I look at it is. As a kid, like I wanted to get older because I wanted that independence. I like that I have the ability to get paid and I can go decide. You know what? I'm gonna drop $300 on sneakers right now just because I can. Like I like not that I do it all the time. But I like to know I have that ability. That you get older, you get more opportunities to make money and progress in your career and have your own. Have my own place. Went and bought a dog. It's all the things I can just do. So that's what being older, and I'm sure because like the people in my job, they tell me after a while the novelty of that runs off.
Right.
Maybe when you have kids, I don't know. I don't have kids yet, so I understand. I definitely understand what you're saying. It's just like, but like birthdays, like I'm never excited for birthdays, but if someone give me the option of going back to being 18, I would. No. Maybe just to go back to like a college party, just experience that one more time.
College, I go back to college.
Like,
yeah,
I think
I was broke as shit. I don't want to be broke as shit again. So
I want money, damn it.
I think to Aaron's point, like I agree. Like for birthdays, I've never been a big birthday person. But I remember I was talking to my uncle last week, and he was like, like as you get older, like like once you get to 30 or 40, like you got better years behind you than you do ahead of you. Like if you do 30, obviously times 30. Plus 30, that's 60. You know what I'm saying? Like when you were 10 plus 10, that's 20.
What does better years mean though? Like,
I'm just saying like your years are behind you. Like you got your years ahead of you now, or you know what I'm saying? Like you're getting older. I'm saying like if you're 40 and you do 40 plus 40, that's 80. You know what I'm saying? Like all your good years are behind you at that point. Like you do have other good things to look forward to. Obviously, like we talked about, marriage, kids. As you get older. Besides that, grandkids, all that other type of stuff. But to Aaron's point, I think what your coworkers were talking about, the novelty wears off. It's like you're starting to lose a little bit of the newness of the whole being an adult.
So I do think what I will say about this, we're still at a good age. Like we're 26, 27. We're still really young. And I think the problem is social media. Like again, social media. So every conversation.
You're not making 6 figures.
It's
just 25.
Everything just moves so fast now. Just in general, like it's just like everything is just so quick. And then you get that, oh wow, why am I not doing X, Y, and Z? So it just makes you feel like, oh, I'm 26, I'm not I'm not where I need to be. When in reality, like, you take the national average of what people our age are, I'm pretty sure we're doing better than most people just across the country our age.
Alright, you look at the percentile, bro. You take a percentile of your shit, y'all, I guarantee you, y'all be in the top.
Yeah,
percentile.
so I think, so I think the way just society is, it's hard to just be excited and be able to sit back and reflect, like, oh, we're actually doing pretty well. I do think it's something we should all try to do a little bit more, because we still have plenty of life left. Like, a lot of life, you know what I mean?
That's actually a good point. So I was similar to y'all. Maybe it's an Aquarius thing. I don't know. I don't usually buy into
So basically, Capricorns want to kill themselves on their birthdays and Aquarius.
No, I'm just saying, like, I never really been like a big birthday person either, but like kind of the opposite has happened to me in the last couple years, like in seeing that I am getting older, like and seeing that life is too short. Like, I kind of just want to, like, in the last couple years, I feel like I wanted to celebrate more. I've done more things, more birthday-oriented things in the last year that I did my whole life. Usually, I just go to dinner, go to see a movie I wanted to see, or like have a couple friends over. Like I didn't really care about like birthdays like that. Like, I wasn't really tripping like that. But like now, especially with everything that's going on, pandemic, like people's life being cut short, like for an array of reasons. Like, I kind of just wanted to celebrate still. Like, this year we did that Deep Creek trip. Like, I would have never done that like before. Like, and now I want to do more things like that. Like just exactly. Probably still go. Hey, look out for that.
We went.
Yeah, I'm glad that was our last vacation. But yeah, just doing more things like that, just to appreciate life and celebrate. Like, regardless of how old you get, I feel like you should still be able to treat yourself and treat yourself. Like, we work hard. Like we were saying before, like, our time is so valuable now. Like, we spend so much of our time giving it to, like, for the 9-to-5ers out there, we're giving it to our jobs, and for the entrepreneurs, we're giving it to our business. Like, we need to like take time for ourselves sometimes, and I think at least on your birthday, at the very least, that should be the day that you kind of take time to do that. So that's like my new thing into that cycle. Like, regardless of how old you get, like, at least try to take care of yourself.
So even if you get to your birthday, even if you like get to your birthday and it's just one of those things where it's like, yo, I'm here, I'm old, and I'm trying to feel better about it. I guess, well, how do you like live up to like the whole thing of I haven't hit the milestone yet? Not. You can take like the married kid stuff out of that. That's all so damn subjective. I wouldn't even say that. But it's just like, I guess for me, more so when I think of things and I wasn't happy back then, it would be like, damn, I'm not where I thought I'd be. Like, you know, you look at your life and you like, yo, I'm in my mid-20s. I guess it's because when we were all like 12, 13 years old, we like, yo, when I'm 25, I'm going to have X, Y, Z and BBD. And it's just one of those things. You don't get to it. So I guess how do you overcome kind of like, not disappointment because it's wrong to call it disappointment, but I guess that's the best word for it. Be like, yo, that feeling of, damn, I'm not quite where I wanted to be by this year.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was gonna say, I think it's important to look back on what you thought as a kid and realize that was a kid talking, who had I mean, as a kid, you have no concept of what being an adult is. Like, if I would ask myself, 12-year-old me, what I would be doing, I'd be center fielder for the Yankees and making millions of dollars, and I mean, that was never going to happen. So, I mean, it's not even like, I don't even get caught up in stuff like that. Like, that was a kid talking. That's immature. I'm more concerned about what my current goals are now, and if I'm hitting, where I was when I graduated from college, like, what from the goals I put for myself at that point, am I hitting those milestones? And even then, what are milestones? Your milestones should come from you. No one else should be able to determine your milestones, like, or what your goals are. Because realistically, what is a big deal for you is not gonna be a big deal for Darian or Don or Malik or me. So, it's as an adult that has a concept of life, and again, we only have so much wisdom. We only been on Earth for 27 years compared to somebody's like 40. So,
My kid is.
Yeah, like.
It's really only gonna be 22.
Just make sure, like, you're the one establishing the milestones, and then evaluate as you go.
Good point.
That's a good
Yeah, you make a plan. Like, you say you want to have a house by 29, 28. Like, that's your milestone. Like, the world doesn't create this milestone, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, back to Aaron's point of social media. Like, Bama's will tell you that you need to have a 6-figure job, 2-car garage, and, you know what I'm saying, marry the woman of your life by 25. It don't work like that.
Have
you know
six sources of income. And
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
$300,000 saved in the bank.
And you got an investment property. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that, bro. It's just, it don't work like that. Everybody moves at their pace. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you know, at the end of the day, do what makes you happy. Set goals for yourself, set milestones, and don't even stress if you don't hit them. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you did your best.
I feel that though, but it like I understand where Dante was coming from with leading that segment, like, cause it is hard when you kind of set these like expectations for yourself and you don't meet them. At least for me, like that's really like I'm really hard on myself, like when I don't meet my milestones and my goals. Like that's good to an extent. That's good to an extent, but at the same time, a lot of like when we're coming up, like when we're kids, like we have these ideas of what we're gonna be when we get older. We have these ideas of what we're gonna do. A lot of these milestones are kind of like he said the world shouldn't really dictate, but a lot of our milestones are dictated by the world. Like the world tells us, hey, or our parents tell us, hey, by 25 you should be doing this, and I'm sure all of our parents have had when you having they shouldn't. I agree. When you having kids, when you get married, like at this time, at this certain age, like but for everybody, like I said, it's different. Like and that I think that's one thing that needs to be understood, but a lot of us are like coming up under our parents' milestones and under social media's milestones. By 25, you should be working this job. You should have your master's degree. You should be doing this. You should be a lawyer by now, or whatever. Like in that field, like, and a lot of us like that are crushed by that. It's kind of depressing when you don't to a point like achieve that. Like, but at the same time, like I said, it's important to keep in mind like we can't go off what other people wanted for us. We can't go off what our parents did, what our peers are doing. We got to do what works for us.
What celebrities do, like
or celebrities
specifically for like the job stuff or like career wise. If you're gonna compare your milestones to other, because like people will compare like Instagram. We're talking about who's on Instagram that have influence. We're talking about rappers and athletes and those people aren't in the same like industry as us. Like it's just like that has nothing to do with. If you're gonna compare milestones to other people, make sure it's people in your field. Like if you're in finance. Find somebody that you want to look up to in finance or journalism or whatever. Compare yourself to them. But even then, don't compare. If you're in journalism, don't compare yourself to Stephen A. Smith, who's going to be because you're not
Walter Cronkite.
Or Walter Cronkite. If you're in business and you want to be a CEO, don't compare yourself to Bob Iger or CEO of Disney or Warren Buffett. Like
you gotta do it. Comparing only hurts yourself, and like I feel like a lot of people look up and like you don't reach like people may look good right now, especially and we always talk about social media. Like people like may post a good picture, people might post a good job that they're doing, but you don't see what happened behind the scenes. Like some people do get like have an accelerated like path to success. Like whether their parents like kind of laid a certain foundation for them, whether they kind of had like a certain like they just lucked up and got the job of their dreams. Like, but and if you look at the long span of things, not everything like kind of lines up perfectly. Like some people hit milestones early and then fall off later. Some people hit like don't hit anything later and then at first and then like hit milestones later. Like I always go back to Jay-Z. Like he's my biggest. The average rapper at that point was starting off really young, like teenagers. Jay-Z was 26 years old. So I'm just saying, like, that's a like a mini example, but like even the same thing. Like if we reach 30 plus, like we reach 40 and we're reaching our goal of becoming a millionaire, that's fine. Like or beginning our dream job at 40, that's fine. Like don't be discouraged and write things off the table just because you didn't reach them because when you said it, like. Sometimes things have a way of working out in their time.
Okay, that makes sense. So, as we bring this plane in for our landing, insert sound here. What would everybody say is like their greatest piece of advice to people who are worried about getting older?
I
don't know shit.
I mean,
that's fine.
But yeah, like everybody gets older. It's better to get older than not get older because if you're not getting older, you're dead. So.
Like, we got the realest view.
I mean, like, getting older, embrace getting older. You can't stop getting older. I mean, I'm excited to get older. I mean, you know, like, physically, I guess you decline. Because I always look at it in FIFA, when you're playing career mode in FIFA, when you turn 27, that's when you're at the peak of your ability. Then once the player turns 28, their stats start to go down. So, I mean, we're at that point, I guess, physically, but like...
I still got a little while left.
You gotta think, though, like, 26, you'd be a prime prospect. You go for like $50 million on the transfer market.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. But in general, you're gonna learn more. Your brain, your mental is gonna get more life experience. You're gonna be smarter. You're gonna be smarter in life, smarter in your career field, get more experience. So, your earning potential is most likely gonna go up. So, I'm excited. Like, You know, this is where I'm at in life. That's where I wanted to be in life when I was 12, at least established on my own. I'm not a millionaire. I might not ever get to be a millionaire. I'm not a center for the Yankees. I'm not married to Rihanna, so I mean, it's not.
Younger me, you will be disappointed.
You're disappointed.
Just a little bit.
But
Oh, Rihanna.
Oh, Rihanna.
I give you Riri.
you make a good salary. You have your own place. You have a good fiance, good dog. It's not a bad life to have. So.
But are you the center fielder for the Yankees?
No. Alright, but I mean.
Did you get Rihanna? Hi, Rihanna.
No.
No.
But Rihanna's still single, so I mean, just saying. I mean,
I'm
I'm
not.
not taking, but I'm just saying though. She understands. You're understanding about this. All right, when do you guys go?
Anyway.
Boom. So yeah, for Aaron, boom, right. Nah, I was gonna say something that Aaron said, but anyway, to go over there for like, lastly for the advice for people that are struggling or thinking about, you know, negatives about being older. Like to Aaron's point, like at the end of the day, Father Times comes for us all, right? You know what I'm saying? He's undefeated. I think you just, like Aaron says, I gotta embrace it. So with that comes more earning potential, like Aaron said, more ability to go out and do things that you might necessarily not been able to do when you were younger, or you know what I'm saying, like, so go get that car, or get that, go take that class, or go take that, that leap that you were scared to, because as we know, you're gonna get older, and that time that you had now is not gonna be available to you now. If anything has showed you is during, unfortunately during COVID, is use this time wisely to build your brand and build your skill set. And maybe that's going to help leapfrog you to when you are older, or when you're 30 or 35, you're going to be like, man, I'm glad that I took my younger self and applied the time that I had during that. And, it's made my life 10 times easier now that I'm, older. So, I mean, just kind of embrace it. Use this time wisely as we are, quote unquote, younger. And, just enjoy the ride.
That's perfect, actually. The enjoy the ride piece is like money. And my main thing is, like I already said before, like just don't let other people's milestones like dictate like your life journey or your path. Like you got to make sure that you're like enjoying like the little moments that you have, like the look at deep within and see like what you really have and what you've accomplished in your life, and find that happiness. Don't compare yourself to somebody else's happiness who might have lucked up and had this opportunity, who might have like met the right person and gave them that opportunity. Like don't count yourself out. Like regardless of whether you're getting older or you're not achieving those milestones, like you can still hit those milestones eventually. Just reevaluate your plan and then move towards the next goal. Like keep things moving. Don't let failure kind of dictate your whole life. You gotta keep it moving, gotta keep it pushing and grow from that failure. You gotta, and don't even, honestly, I shouldn't even be calling it a failure. You shouldn't be looking necessarily as a failure, but a learning opportunity. Why didn't this go right? How can I make this better for the next go around? How can I achieve these goals that I've set for myself? And things didn't work out first go around. Let me try again. Don't count yourself out. Always bet on you. So that's my.
Send us home.
Okay, guys, don't even worry. Let me end this like this. Yeah, nah, what all y'all said make perfect sense. Don't compare yourself to others. Make sure that you keep your eyes focused on the prize. And just understand at the end of the day, 'cause these are all things that I've had to figure them out. And it's kind of how I had to dig myself out of these ditches. You have to really put your blinders on like you in a horse race, and you really got to sit there and like, no, you got to have tunnel vision, because, not complete tunnel vision, but you need to just keep focused on you, because you get so lost looking at what everyone else is doing, and it just like really throws you off. I know a lot of like the reasons I wasn't happy on certain birthdays, or I've had problems with like getting older, because I'm like, damn, I'm not where X is, I'm not where Y is, I'm not where Aaron is, I'm not a center fielder for the Yankees. What am I doing with my life? And it's just one of those things where you just really have to like focus on you, see the things that you're doing in your life, see the things that are making you happy, and just keep your eyes on them. And it's just a really hard thing to keep in mind sometimes. And even when you're getting older, you just notice things change. It's like, even like I said earlier, like, you change things, your routine may change, or you may become a different person than you thought you were, but it's not a bad thing. It's growth. At the end of the day, growth is something positive.
I said
Embrace the
growth,
growth,
man. Send us home. Let's go.
Oh, wait, I got the point.
You got the point. Let's go.
Oh, man, turnover. Go ahead.
All right. So yeah, I think that was a good discussion about getting older. I mean, this is something that's very timely for us. I mean, mean, next year will be our 10-year anniversary graduation from high school. So yeah, man. Time flies. We're having fun. The words of Mr. Murphy, algebra teacher from middle school.
Always.
Just do it.
All right, so we're at 52 minutes here. We're trying to keep the podcast a little shorter because we've been going long the last couple weeks.
Give y'all a little break.
I'm so proud of y'all because I said that. I didn't want to say it, but no one was immature. It's probably because Malik was on his phone. It's because Malik was on his phone and he didn't hear what I said. That's why.
Almost did.
But let's bring in. Well, we already brought in for landing, so let's get off the plane here. So
You're on the tarmac.
we're on the tarmac here. But yeah, subscribe to all the social medias, all that. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell a coworker. Don't tell my coworkers, but it's your man. Shout out Cole here with my beautiful, beautiful co-host.
Oh, thank you. It's your man, Son of Willie DW here. Go ahead, guys.
Beautiful. It's your boy Malik, aka Baby Geek and Leak.
It's your boy Darian, aka Clark Kent, and these are the Hentations.
Damn, that's smooth.